All right, y'all, I'm back. And I was like, it's late, you know. I mean, it's not late. It's only 8:52 now. Wow, okay. And but I was just live. It wasn't a lot of people on when I was live, but so I was like, okay, I'm done. You know, I got other stuff to do. And I have not gotten up from this spot because it was like my heart, what I was feeling, I should say, was like, no, it's like something more that needs to be said. And I was like, first of all, what else is there to be said? Second of all, Saturday night. Third of all, you know, it wasn't like it was a lot of people on the first live because I didn't announce I was going live. So, you know, so I don't know if they, you know, who or what, not what, but who will hear this message tonight or who will hear it later. But I still had the cards in front of me that I had pulled from the previous live, which was Flair and Money Loves to Be in My Company. And as I was putting everything up and getting ready to go on about my business, Egun came up, Egun. And I was saying in the earlier video about how this is a day to really honor, you know, your ancestors, those who have come before you, and you know, and even though we're to honor our ancestors every day, for whatever reason, you know, I was just feeling to the desire to remind us of that tonight. And Egun, for those of you who aren't familiar, is a term that refers to individual ancestors, and sometimes it can refer to like all, you know, all ascended righteous ancestors. It ain't just the crazy folk, you know what I'm saying? Everybody who died ain't necessarily an ancestor, but the Egun really represents, you know, your righteous and ascended ancestors. So as I was about to log off, and I did log off, and I was like, I'm done for the night, you know. It was like Spirit was like, no, you ain't done. Get back on there. I'm like, why? So shout out to anybody watching live and watching the replay of this. But what I was really feeling is that for those of you who, the first card that came out in the previous reading, if you go back, was Flare, that deals with the flare of emotion. And it's the flare of emotion that is imbalanced. If we think about the word flare, a flare is something that is like, you know, it's not like steady, calm heat. You know, it's not like a steady, calm, mellow flame like what I got, you know, in this candle back here. But it's like a flare of heat, you know, what we talk about, like those solar flares. It's like a burst of heat coming off the sun, a burst of fire energy coming off the sun. So it's imbalanced. It's imbalanced. A flare of emotion is imbalanced, right? And if I said in the general reading of the year for everybody, and that's still up on YouTube. If you want to see that, I just shared it to YouTube a few days ago, that this will be the year where it's going to be imperative for us to monitor our mental health, to monitor and maintain our mental health and our emotional health. Like, there's going to be so many things coming in 2021, so many beautiful things, so many amazing things, so many opportunities, so many people may, if you know, 2020 was a year of a lot of amazing opportunities, even with the challenges that we experienced globally. But 2020, a lot of people said that was a kind of a come up year for them. And if you know, if you could flow with the shift, then it was a come up year. And 2021, I feel, is going to kind of ride that wave, but it's going to be much faster. So if you want more details on that, make sure you watch my reading of the year on 2021 on YouTube. But okay, so, but with this rapid kind of ascension, if you will, with this rapid movement, these rapid ideas that's coming to us, it's going to be very important that we maintain our mental and emotional health, because when we grow in one area, we're also going to be challenged to grow in other areas as well. So if we grow in opportunities and doors seem to be opening up and options are becoming abundantly available in some ways, then we have to match that energy with our emotions and our mental selves, right? So, but this flare card that came up is like, no, there's an imbalance there. There's a flare of emotion that is imbalanced. There's a flare of attitude. There's a flare of, still even feeling like some people owe you something, or even if they owe you something, still holding like I'm gonna die waiting on them to give it to me. And it's like, but you ain't gonna live your life like that, right? And the card that came right after that was, money loves to be in my company. And sometimes this flare of emotion also is connected to feeling like there's not enough, or feeling like it's not enough coming fast enough, or there's not enough coming fast enough to match the fast ideas that you have. The things you want to do is like, I want to do this, I want to go here, I want to do that, and the money ain't coming fast enough to match that, right? So then that's affecting the emotion. And what I said in the last video is, money and the heart energy and the money energy tend to run on a similar vibration. So when one is suffering, another one might be suffering as well, right? So when there's an imbalance in the emotion, there can be this fear that money doesn't want to be in your company when it actually does. And so those are the two cards that came out. But when I got off the live, Egun came, the dead standing waiting. And what that card really means is those righteous and ascended ancestors, and we celebrate them. Every culture celebrates those who have come before them, who, if you live in the United States, you can go all over the United States and see statues and plaques to the founding fathers, if you will, or those who've done something, in the establishment of the country, right? If you go to a particular church, you will probably see like, there'll be a picture of whoever founded the church, right? If you go to a particular school, it's always, well, who is the school named after? The school is usually named after somebody who was, great in the eyes of those who decided to name the school after that person. So your Egun, your righteous and ascended ancestors, if you will, when this card says that the dead stand waiting, they stand waiting to serve. As you serve them, they're waiting to serve you, because you're walking in their legacy. You're walking in, you are like their heritage. So it's in their best interest for you to do well. And we understand that when it comes to everything else, right? We understand that when it comes to, like my example with a school being built in a person's name or a country, right? There's this whole thing, you'll hear people who are very patriotic will be like, those who founded this country, did so that we could do fill in the blank, right? So it's this concept, and this very true concept, that, those who came before you and established certain things still will support you in your growth, in your abundance, in your prosperity, because it's in their best interest to do so, And just for clarity, because I hear this a lot, people say, well, I ain't like some of my ancestors, my grandma, my uncle, whoever. Your ancestors go far back than people's names who you even know. We're talking generations upon generations upon generations. People whose names you can't even, all of them you don't even know, right? So there are ones who are fighting for you, who are supporting you, whose names you don't even know. The point to all of this is that you have more support than you think that you have to get the things that you need. So there's no point in worrying and overwhelming yourself. You have folk that's supporting you to get the things that you need. So there's no point in having emotional flares and worrying yourself about it. It'll be all right. all of the things that you desire within your heart to pursue this year, that you want to do this year, that you want to achieve and see for yourself this year. As long as you maintain the faithfulness to the vision, you'll have what you need in order to see that vision all the way through. That's the truth. That's the truth. So I think really now that's all I wanted to say. I have a few personal reading of the years. No. Few personal readings of the year for clients who booked those. I still have space available. So if you would like to get your own personal 2021 year ahead reading, click the link that is attached to this video and book that on or before February 10th, because it does go away on February 10th. And how that works is once you pay for it, it's only $21. I will pull those cards for you. I will record the reading and send it to you on a private link. So you don't even have to be there, and you will have access to listen to it over and over again. You can download and save it. And so that's how that works. So if you're interested, make sure that you get that now before February 10th, because it will go away then. And then also watch the general reading of the year that I did for everybody that is up right now on YouTube. So that is it. If you want to leave a love offering, that information is down below as well. So that is it. I am for real done being live tonight. So peace and love.